everybody. Welcome back to a special episode of the No Vacancy Podcast. I'm excited to have you here today because every once in a while I like to talk to the folks that are creating the items, the services, the products that are going to make you more successful in your hotel business. So that's why I'm excited to be talking with the good folks today at Protect a Bed. Now, it used to be a product that we used to think about only for, preventing bed bugs from getting in these beds. But you know what? It is so much more from that. And that's why I wanted to have Miss Sandra DiVito, who's the Vice President of Hospitality and Healthcare, and Jeff Faye, who's a PR and Marketing Communications Manager with Protect a Bed today to talk all about how different this product is and how you folks can actually be more successful in improving customer service, customer expectations, and have them come back more and more again by creating a better sleep and room experience. Hello, Sandra and Jeff. How are you guys today?
We're doing great.
Great, excellent.
And how are you?
I'm doing terrific. It's really terrific to hear from you guys. And, I've known you, Sandra, for a lot of years, and I've been following the Protect a Bed story. And I remember when you first started, it was really all about being dedicated to stopping that bed bug infestation. But at some point, you realize that there's so much more than just preventing something like that. Sure, it still does that, but there's a lot of other benefits and reasons in order to be able to use your system. So what were you thinking about when you decided to start sharing those additional benefits with your potential buyers?
Well, Glenn, actually, our products, they really are much, much more. It's really all about hygiene. Bed bugs is the fourth reason you use our product. Yes. Actually, the number one reason you use our products is people.
Right.
People destroy mattresses. And ask any executive housekeeper. She'll share that with you. And that happens every day in every hotel.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, so it's fair to say people are gross. Nothing personal against people. It's just the way that we were designed, and we have to be cognizant of the fact that there are some things that are part of the organic nature of the universe that makes this happen, right?
Yeah, and then the second reason is the owners. The owners invest a lot of money in marketing into offering their guests a wonderfully comfortable night's sleep on an excellent mattress. So those owners deserve those assets to be protected.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I would argue, we're in a world, I think, where two different trends are coming together that makes this much more of an understandable reason why you should be thinking about protecting your bed in a more meaningful way. Number one, there's been a heightened sleep experience in most hotel brands. In fact, as we're recording this, Wyndham Hotels just announced that they're reinventing their sleep experience too. And usually the centerpiece of that is a much more expensive mattress. You owners out there know that you're spending more than ever to create that sleep experience. So you want to make sure that sleep experience is protected, and you can increase the longevity and quality of your mattresses. And I think also combining with it, Sandra and Jeff, is that we're seeing much more of an emphasis on wellness overall when it comes to the way that we human beings want to live our lives here in the United States and the way that we want hotels to be able to provide for us to maintain that sense of well-being.
Yeah, we absolutely agree. I mean, if you think about it, on average, we spend a third of our lives in bed. And in the hotel, when we visit, when we're guests, we ourselves spend 80% of our stays in the bed itself. That's the most intimate contact that we have.
Right.
And the quality of sleep, the health of the sleep, colors our entire experience. So whether we're taking the kids to Disney World or we're on a business trip, the quality of that sleep, the health of that sleep, the less irritation, the less sort of allergic reactions and everything like that we have, the better our overall stay.
Very true. Yeah, it makes me think of two things. Number one, I'm going to try to flip that equation and spend 2/3 of my life in bed because I like sleep. I'm all about wanting to be comfortable. This morning, in fact, it was just perfect sleeping weather, nearly impossible to get out of bed. Plus, the second thing I got to tell you is that we have Protect the Bed products on our mattresses in this home. I've used it to keep my my children's beds nice and clean and secure, and my personal one as well. So I can provide, which is not something I get to do all the time on this podcast, but really give my my approval, because we've been using this product in our home for a number of years. And one of the things that's great about it is that it keeps all of that human detritus out of the mattresses. You guys told me a really fascinating yet scary fact that in the first X amount of years, I think it was 7 years, it doubles in weight because of skin particles and other stuff. Is that right?
That is, and what's even scarier about that is, if you think of a pillow, how long do you generally keep your pillows?
Too long. Actually, if there's anybody out there who wants to send me some free pillows, please do it, because I need some.
So your pillow, after 2 years,
Uh-huh.
if it's unprotected, 10% of its weight is going to be comprised of dead skin cells and dust mites and their detritus.
Oh, man.
When we talk about pillows and mattresses, quite frankly, we have to be careful, because some people say, well, I've got protection on my beds. If it's not an air vapor porous or breathable, waterproof protection, that people stuff, let's put it that way, just will penetrate right into the product. It's just going through another layer of sheeting or cotton. You need that air vapor porous, breathable cloth, quiet, comfortable barrier between the sleeper and either the bed, the mattress, or the pillow.
All right, so now I'm curious. I got to ask you, Sandra, how do you create a product that's, breathable, but also keeps those tiny particles out? Because on first blush, that seems like they're not congruent.
Well, I understand, and it is our miracle membrane that we use, and this is a scientific application of a polyurethane backing that is permanently heat and pressure infused to the back of the fabric.
Right.
And what's really interesting is they put these microscopic, tiny holes into the lamination that air will pass, but water molecules will not. And that's magic. And with the softness of the fabric, the quietness of the fabric, you do not need to cover beds or pillows in any type of vinyl or plastic. That is just so not necessary anymore.
Well, that's terrific, because if you do decide to cover your pillows in that particular type of product, it really takes away from the quality of the pillow experience that you're having.
Absolutely.
Right? Because why spend all of this money on the pillows just in order to have that extra investment that you put into it not work? So I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Now, going back to that notion that the bed can double in weight over time, that tells me that you're putting your housekeeping team at risk in some way. Now, this is my words, not your words in particular, but I'm thinking if all of a sudden that mattress is twice as heavy and your staff is trying to replace sheets on that bed, then they're putting themselves at a higher degree of risk for injury. I'm thinking that is probably a concern that hoteliers should be thinking about.
And the waterproofing factor is so important on so many different levels. Not only is it important to the guest experience, so they're sleeping instead of sleeping on a used mattress by thousands of people,
right,
they're sleeping on a new, clean mattress every single night.
Right, yeah,
Okay?
Yes, Sandra, because we have this great way of going into a hotel and what's the word? Suspending reality, right? And thinking we're the only ones that have been in there. And that's a testament to all of you hoteliers out there that create these clean, comfortable rooms for us, that we can trick ourselves into thinking that. But the fact is, in the first 7 years of a bed life, you're getting on average 2,000 people that are sleeping in that bed. So it's nice to have some sort of protection to, separate you from the thousands of people that have been there before you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so What I think is amazing is that you've been in this business since 2001, much more before it became part of our vernacular. And here in North America alone, you've got a 200,000 square foot distribution center in Wheeling, Illinois, and you guys are putting products globally into 45 countries at this point. How has the company evolved in terms of growth, and how did you achieve getting to 45 countries in the last 16, 17 years?
So I think the evolution really kind of speaks to the product and the quality that we put behind the infrastructure of this company.
Right.
You know, really James Bell, who's our CEO, really kind of thinks long term about things, and so he really invested in making the product something that would last and that we would have constantly be getting great reviews on, and that's easily shareable. And you know, the approach to it is very common sense. You sleep on a gigantic sponge. Let's keep you safe.
Right.
You know, it's really easy to understand. And so once he has the good product, once he's got the good team, it's, you know, he invested in infrastructure. So we have like you said, our facility is over 200,000 square feet. It's huge. We drop ship immediately. We have fantastic relations with all of our customers because we don't keep them waiting. We don't run out of stock. You know, we've really kind of built out that area where they know that they can depend on us to provide the products they need, especially if it's an emergency, especially if they're in a hurry or something.
Right.
And we also have offices in the UK to cover Europe and the Middle East, as well as in China to cover the Asian area. So he's invested quite a bit of resources to support customer service, great customer service.
And that's really important, because if you're not creating a business, and this is just a general kind of a comment, if you're not creating a customer-centric culture, then really what are you in this business for? And I know you hoteliers out there have a customer-centric culture because your whole business relies on those customers. So is Protect the Bed doing exactly the same thing for you. And to me, that means having a lot of experienced professionals within the organization to be able to assist in creating those solutions for hoteliers.
Yes, we have a team of 140 people at Protect the Bed, and every single one of us, I use the words drink the Kool-Aid, but we are all very passionate and very committed to this customer-centric culture that you mentioned. Our whole focus is making sure that we are not only providing the best products in this category, but that our customers receive the service they need when they need it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the amazing things to me is that you've never had any like back order issues for 8 years or so, which is completely unheard of. And you think about, products having to plan months and months and months and months. And I can keep saying months in advance in order to get stuff into your hotels in a timely manner. But that's certainly not the case with you folks. And not only that, but you guys are big supporters of major industry associations such as the AHLA, AHOA, the American Hotel Lodging Educational Fund, even charitable groups such as the City of Hope and the United Way, and universities as well, such as Cornell and Michigan State University Schools of Hospitality Business. So how does all of that help you create a sense of connection with your customers, and I think even more importantly, a sense of trust?
Well, that's right, Glenn. We really are very focused on letting the industry know that we're not here just selling a product. We're committed to the success of the industry. And as the industry grows and succeeds, so do their vendors. And we want to be leaders in that area.
Excellent. So, it's amazing to me by how a product that's so simple can be so effective. Tell me a little bit about when I get it into the hotel, how easy is it for my staff to implement your program there? Because I'm thinking as an owner, I'm very concerned about labor fees, and I'm always concerned about those issues. So I want to make sure that I'm doing the smartest decisions I can possibly make at all times.
Well, one of the big differences with our products is that they are manufactured and sized to fit the bed. Size matters. okay? And you need to have the correct size on the bed so that it is imperceptible to the guest. And once they have the right size for the bed, we literally can, it can be installed, and literally we've done it in 2 minutes on a mattress.
Wow.
It takes no time whatsoever to put the product on, and part of that is because we have this 3-sided zipper that makes it very easy to install.
Great. Jeff, do you have any suggestions on how a hotelier that moves ahead with the protective bed products can make sure the hotel guests and customers are fully aware that that's in place and that they should feel that extra layer of security? Because, again, I think it goes back to creating that sense of peace and generating repeat business for the hoteliers.
So, I think you're absolutely right about that. It's really, there can be some psychological effects, to realizing that,
Right.
hey, this hotel is taking the steps necessary to make sure I'm sleeping in a clean environment.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it that an advantage for the hotel itself to differentiate themselves and increase comfort, but I think that just helps the guests sleep better. And so to help that, having the staff trained up and just conversationally, oh, hey, we're using this product.
Right.
Dropping those elements in, especially in longer, engagements with guests, is a great way. And then we actually recommend a little bit of signage, just a small little tent card
Mm-hmm.
on the bed, just to say, hey, your mattress is protected by Protected Bed.
Yeah.
Is just a great additional step. It's akin to we've sanitized your TV remote, because notoriously TV remotes are the most dirty place in the hotel next to unprotected beds.
Right, and a little bit more attractive than having the sash on the toilet. I like that. I'm sorry, Jeff. Please continue.
No worries. Absolutely. Like the little tent cards, signage, small things, and I think that those really add up to kind of creating that environment, that comfort, and making people realize what it is. And mark my words here, awareness is going to increase about how many people stay in hotel beds. Awareness is going to increase. Germophobia is going to increase. There's a lot of these things that just as we grow as a society, we become more aware of. And cleanliness and the comfort and health of your sleep environment, especially as a guest, is going to become more and more important. So these steps can only really help hoteliers connect and reassure their guests.
Right. Now, we've just been talking about, natural things that happen. But then, there's many hotel brands out there are trying to change the way that they satisfy their guests because of changing consumer behavioral trends. And one of those trends that I see is a lot of hotels are limiting their desks because they find that more people are doing their work in bed and doing other stuff in bed. Probably a lot of eating and drinking and all of that kind of stuff. So my gut is telling me, as more people utilize the bed for other things besides sleeping, that they're probably doing a lot of spilling in the bed of liquids or dropping their food on the bed. And that sounds to me, if you don't have something like Protected Bed in there, you're going to have to deal with cleaning that mattress, which seemed to me like you'd have to take the room out of service, and it's probably going to cost you some money too.
Well, you're right, Glenn. The ROI on this is almost immediate. The first time a mattress is protected from one of those accidents, the product is paid for itself. I have actually seen invoices when they steam clean a mattress. It's $100 per incident per bed.
Whoa, that's insane.
It's a lot of money.
I can imagine, and then you compound that with, say, you've got a sold-out night, and it's going to take you a day maybe to clean this mattress. You may lose that room revenue, so it's not just $100 per incident. You have to think about all those other costs as well, including the labor costs that are involved in cleaning that mattress also.
And room revenue downtime.
Yeah, absolutely. So all this makes a lot of sense to me because you want to make sure that your guests feel that the room is clean and comfortable. And you've gone through, hoteliers, all of this great work out there to design these amazing places for the guests to be comfortable. And the last thing that you want to do is not have that attention to detail where it matters most, the place the guest is going to be spending the most time in the room, and that's in the bed. We already told you people are going to try to sleep 8-9 hours a night, or in my case, 16-17 hours a night. So we want to feel comfortable in there. So, you know, you could also just take it off the bed, throw it in the laundry after a situation happens, and boom, you're good to go. Is that correct?
Absolutely. You'll have just a few extra pieces around when an incident occurs. You switch it out, you put it in the laundry, you're all set.
How long do one of these things last, Sandra?
Well, we've tested our product up to 250 washes. Now, of course,
Wow.
it depends. Yes. So, and we have quality control at the plant site. Our product is tested constantly. And one of the things I love to say is that our sales forces out there have very few quality issues, and any issue that may occur on a rare occasion is immediately addressed.
That's terrific. So that means since I've had mine on my mattress here at home for about 7-8 years, I've still got, I don't know, 248 washes to go. So there we go.
Got it.
I mean,
That's right.
I mean,
So it's
really,
outlived the life of the mattress.
yeah, too bad we're such filthy pigs around here. So we don't want, you know, I may be disgusting, and so may some of your guests be disgusting. Guests in general treat hotel rooms differently than they do their own homes. And you all know that out there. So you've got to be sure to protect those mattresses, protect your business, and protect your livelihood. Sandra, Jeff, is there anything else that you feel that I've missed in this discussion that you would like to add?
I just want to add that your mattress is the most vulnerable asset in the room, one of the most expensive assets in the room, one of the most vulnerable assets in the room, and every mattress needs protection.
Right. Except if I'm there, then the most vulnerable thing in the room are my feelings. So just be cognizant of that as well. Jeff, you were going to say something.
No, I'm just seconding Sandra. I think that it's such an important part of the guest stay that investing in it and improving that experience is nothing but a winning choice.
You know, I'm going to be putting all of this great information on how to find you in the show notes. But for all of you listeners out there, you could refer to that. But I also want to hear it straight from you. A quick, easy, memorable way for them to be able to contact you and start working with Protect a Bed immediately.
So visit us at protectabed.com/hospitality, or you can contact us via phone, and the number is 866-793-9644.
Or, again, at hotels@protectabed.com.
Great. Hotels@protectabed.com. That email will get right to you folks right over there. Easy, quick to remember. Just drop them a line right now. Listen, if you're not protecting your bed, you're missing out on great opportunities to save money while also ensuring that the guest experience is improved. Your guests are more discriminating than ever, and this is one thing that's going to help you get the edge and get those guests coming back. I want to thank Sandra and Jeff for being here today, and be sure to check out protectabed.com/hotels to learn more. I want to thank them for being here. I want to thank you guys for listening, and we'll be back another time with another great hotel industry story. Thanks for listening.